Okay, guys, here's an important question regarding this NAR settlement and everything around it. We're going to have to start having buyer representation agreements. And in that buyer representation agreement, it's going to say how much you're going to get paid, right? What are you charging for your services? Now, you then need to establish what is my services worth with a buyer. You've already done with a seller. You know what you charge sellers, right? It's like I charge them 2%, charge them 2.5%, charge them 3%, 3.5%, 4%, whatever your number is. You established that a long time ago, and you're pretty stuck where you're at there. You know your numbers. But now you got to do it with buyers. What's going to be your minimum commission standard with a buyer, right? What are you going to do there? So I'm going to give you a couple of things to think about, and this is going to be determined by you. First of all, accept the fact that you have value and that you are worth more than some other agents in your community. You're not going to base your number on what ABC real estate agent over there is doing. You know why? Because maybe they're a brand new agent, it's fresh out, of the business, or green as grass. Are you charging the same amount as them? Maybe you're a top producer who's selling $20, $30 million a year. Are you charging the same amount as somebody who sold 2 homes last year? What are you basing your numbers on, right? Base it on the services you provide and your experience, what you bring to the table as a professional in your marketplace. Okay. So once you think about that number, you got that number in mind, here's going to be the tendency with a lot of agents. They're going to undershoot their value. And so they may say, well, I don't want to be greedy. So I'm going to come in at, if I was going to do, 3.5%, I'm going to do 2% because I feel like that's a reasonable number. Or if I was going to do 3%, maybe I'll do 1.5% as my floor. Here's the challenge for all of you. And I want you to think about this. Don't go too low. Don't undershoot too low. Here's why. Because there's still going to be a ton of sellers out there. In fact, I'm going to say most sellers are still going to be offering a buyer agent compensation because the NAR settlement does not prevent them from doing so. It just prevents it from being in the MLS. It doesn't mean a ton of sellers are not going to still be offering to pay your fee. And in fact, I believe that most will still continue to pay the fee. So if you undershoot yourself and you say, I'm going to take $500 or $1,000, and now you get to a listing and the seller says, well, I'll compensate you 2% of the purchase price to your buyer's agent. Now you've already agreed to discount your fee. That's going to be very difficult to ask for more because you've already agreed to discount it, right? So what if we go the other way? We go a little bit higher and then the seller is coming in under your number. I can discount my fee if I want to. That's easy, right? If I was coming in at 3 and the seller said, I'm only paying 2.5, I could do one of two things. I could say, thank you for the 2.5 and I'll collect the other half from my buyer. Or I could say, you know what? I'm going to be nice here in this transaction. I'm going to make this thing work. I'm going to waive my extra half. Now you're a good guy, right? So you're a good guy either way, but now it's much, much easier than going the other way. So I want you to just think it through. Don't undershoot. Don't base your value on what other people are doing. Expect that you're going to be paid what you're worth, and that's going to be based on the services you provide, guys. And by the way, if you start at a lower number, start to creep that number up. Say, what's going to take for me to raise that number? If I'm charging this because I believe my services are worth this, maybe you need to increase your service level. Figure out how you can up your game, man. Get better. And think about how you can be a better resource for your buyers. And they will be willing to pay you more. So just a few ideas on that minimum buyer agent commission. I hope that helps you. By the way, if you want more ideas, you want more strategies, you want to grow your business, join us over at eRealEstateCoach. We've got an incredible coaching program called The Path. 20 weeks of coaching with me every day for 20 weeks, half a year basically. Hundreds of downloads, 3 live coaching sessions every single week, plus social media assets, all for $1 for your first month. Best, most affordable coaching program literally in the country. Love to see you over there. Have a great day and good selling.